Final game of this Labor Day weekend series from Toronto, Ontario. The Houston Astros and the Toronto Blue Jays have split the first two games. Astros winning game one, Toronto coming back with a victory last night. And the Astros look for a series win behind their opening day starter, Justin Verlander, who is getting ready to take on the Blue Jays today. The Yankees now a game better than the Astros for the best record in baseball. The Dodgers lost again in Arizona, so the Astros a half game better than the best team in the National League. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. Glad he could join us for this series finale in Toronto. And Blummer, take me back to your playing day, September 1. What does that mean as a player?
Well, if you're in the situation the Astros are in, you're not making any offseason plans. I used to make those offseason plans, plan a vacation, but these guys are absolutely looking forward to the light at the end of the tunnel. As soon as it turns to September, you realize you're playing for something, and you also realize you have a chance to get your numbers that you want to finish the season with.
For the Houston Astros, September has been a great month the last couple of years en route to the postseason.
Yeah, these guys have been in a great position ever since A.J. Hinch has shown up. They've been in contention or have gone to the playoffs, and these guys understand how to go out there and party a little bit. 2017 was special, doing it in front of the Minute Maid Park fans and maybe soiling their own carpet a little bit, but they were on a great stretch in 2017. 18 was a little bit different, had to do it in a ballroom here in Toronto, but they eventually showed up the next day and were able to pop the corks because that's what it's all about, and that's what September has meant to Houston sports fans who follow the Houston Astros, is going out there expecting to win, finishing the job, and popping champagne.
So the Astros looking for a third consecutive American League West title. It'll be Justin Verlander on the mound. When we come back, Julian Morales talks about another remarkable season in the books for JV. Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Rooms to Go, where you get great furniture prices and delivery is fast and easy.
This ball driven deep to left field. Ball game over. And even NASA say we got a problem, because when the age go up, can't nobody stop us. See, we know how to flip $1 to $100. We ain't tripping, that's how the game go. Ain't still rap without a raincoat. Boy, this the city of the dream team. Astros World Series. Jose Altuve, we don't play but get ready.
Watch me swing through. I'ma go hard when I swing in my city. I'ma go hard when I bump in my city. I'ma go hard when I start in my city. H-time, get it.
He's done in there.
Around in my city. It goes down in every town in my city. Represent my city. H-time.
That was Chapter Boys getting us ready for a series finale here in Toronto. You'll continue to hear that song, My City, through the end of the regular season. It is inching closer as well. September is here, and for the guys in the Astros dugout right now, that means nothing more than just play the games the way they've been playing them all year long. It's gotten them to a really great start to the season. 137 games in, they have the most wins in franchise history. They're going to continue to try to play their best baseball, and that has actually led to some really incredible individual performances. No player does more. Presented by HEB is going to look at a couple of these guys. Michael Brantley back in there today at a day off, but he's second in the AL batting average today. So that could change by the end of the day. He could take that batting title if he keeps that up. Yordan Alvarez, we've watched him 62 RBI through his first 64 games. Could he be Rookie of the Year? That is a big question. We like his chances. Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, a 1-2 punch like no other. They are both competing for the Cy Young down the stretch. JV going today, who leads the American League in ERA innings and the majors in WHIP. So these four guys right there well on their way to earning some hardware if they can keep it up, but they do have some work to do as we flip the calendar over. TK, up to you.
They do. 25 games to go, Julia, for the regular season. The Astros right now with a 9-game lead over the Oakland A's in the American League West, and here's how they will line things up on this finale for Sunday afternoon against the Blue Jays. It'll be Jose Altuve moving up to the top spot. Jose's done a nice job as the leadoff hitter this year in place of George Springer. Michael Brantley shifts up one. He's in the 2 spot. That means Alex Bregman and Yordan Alvarez also move up one. Aledmus Diaz will play first base and bat 5th. Abraham Toro will play third base and hit 6th. Josh Reddick, Robinson Chirinos, and Jake Marisnick round out your lineup for the Astros.
Happy September. It's going to be a bullpen day up here in Toronto. Plenty of arms in that bullpen for Charlie Montoyo. The first is going to be Wilmer Font. 3-3 on the season, 68 1/3 innings pitched. You can see that strikeout to walk ratio pretty good, 75 strikeouts for Wilmer Font this season.
Defensively for the Blue Jays today, they had a little change in their lineup. Brandon Drury, a late ad. He's going to be in left field with Randall Grichuk in center and Billy McKinney in right. Derek Fisher, the former Astro, late scratch due to an ankle injury. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. over at third base after a DH day yesterday. Bo Bichette, the shortstop. Kevin Biggio at second and Justin Smoke at first with Reese McGuire behind the plate. Ready for baseball. Astros wearing their road gray bottoms and their orange top uniforms as we are underway with a pitch outside for a ball from Wilmer Font. Altuve leading off with George Springer getting the day off. Jose comes in with an 8-game hitting streak. And he's ahead of the count 2-0. So far this year as a leadoff hitter, Altuve is batting .355 with 5 home runs, has a 1310 OPS in 7 games as a leadoff hitter. Wilmer Font's a guy the Astros saw last year with the Oakland A's. Played with 3 teams last season and has now pitched for 3 teams this season as well.
He's got a career 8.38 ERA against the Astros.
Long ball has been problematic for him in his young career as Altuve could not hold up on that pitch away. It's 2-2.
Font's going to be heavy fastball. He'll back it up with that curveball, then the slider, the occasional split-fingered fastball mixed in there.
Altuve has a ways to go to catch George Springer, but he does have 13 career leadoff home runs, including a couple this year. Had a big leadoff home run this year in New York when the Astros were on a losing streak, having been swept in Cincinnati and lost the first 3 games to the Yankees before winning that Sunday start by Justin Verlander. He homered against Jay Happ to start that game. This one is upstairs, is 3-2.
Last pitch at 95 from Font, averaging 94.3 miles an hour on that fastball. Batting average against it is .280 this season, and he's given up 9 home runs on the fastball.
Plan for the Blue Jays is Font will go 2 innings today. Hard thrower. They just want him to air it out for basically one time through the rotation. And Sam Gaviglio is the featured pitcher. That's what they call the bulk guy or the primary guy. They call it here the featured pitcher. We'll see him second out of the bullpen. Three-2 pitch is grounded towards short. Bo Bichette has the play. Altuve grounds out to start this game. Bring up Michael Brantley, who had the day off yesterday, ended up getting a pinch hit appearance. Popped up in his lone at bat, ended up playing some left field. Brantley would have been the league leader in batting had it not been for the walk-off by DJ LeMahieu. That pushed LeMahieu just ahead of Brantley in the American League batting race. Close race right now. LeMahieu 333, Brantley 332. The Orioles' Hanser Alberto at 321 and Rafael Devers at 320, and then JD Martinez. But 4 guys within just a few points of each other. One and 1 the count. Alberto 321, Devers 320. Brantley and LeMahieu have been going back and forth in that batting race the last few games. Now the count's 1-2.
Shift is on. It's presented by Geico. Majority of that infield for the Blue Jays on the right side. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. playing shortstop as a third baseman.
And Font gets Brantley swinging. That's the first strikeout for Wilmer Font. And 2 away in the inning.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us our league leaders. Alex Bregman coming to the plate. There you go. In August with the American League ranks to the right-hand side. Average on-base percentage, RBIs, and runs scored. And also trailing JD Martinez in that slugging department, but slugging .747 all by himself. Pretty good month. Maybe an Astro taking home another player of the month.
Yeah, let's hope so. JD Martinez had a good month of August. He and Bregman might be the front runners for that award. Alex had a couple more runs scored, a couple more RBIs. Leads off here with the bases empty and 2 outs. Alex saw his 8-game hitting streak go away yesterday, but he was only 0 for 1 officially. Had a sac fly, 3 walks, and struck out for the final out of the game against Ken Giles. And Alex has reached base in 24 consecutive games, hitting .407 in that stretch. Last year, Font pitched for the LA Dodgers to start the year, then moved to Oakland, and then got some starts and finished the season out of the bullpen with the Tampa Bay Rays. Began the year with the Rays, and moved to the New York Mets, and now his third team this year, the Toronto Blue Jays, mostly as a starter. This ball driven foul down the right field line. And Alex with a 2-2 count. But over his career now for Font, over 5 seasons, began his career in 2012 with the Rangers. He's allowed 26 home runs and 119 1/3 innings. Last year, the home run really got him when he allowed 12 home runs in just 44 innings. This year, it's been a little better, 12 home runs in 68 1/3 innings. This ball popped high in the air behind the plate, and Reese McGuire watches it go into the crowd. Astros wrapping up their season series with the Toronto Blue Jays. Hoping to win this season series. They took 2 out of 3 at Minute Maid Park. Now trying to take 2 out of 3 here in the Rogers Center. Down and away, Bregman draws a walk. That is the 4th time Bregman has walked the last 2 games. He's a 2-out base runner. Here's Yordan Alvarez. Yordan, pretty much a slam dunk to win Rookie of the Month for a 3rd consecutive month. That usually bodes well for winning Rookie of the Year. Slices a foul out of play. Oh, what a catch by a fan with one hand, a beverage in his right hand.
That's an electric start.
He went backhand and had to move a little bit.
Off of the bat of Yordan, no less.
That lady behind him is very excited that he saved her. There's a strike. It's 0-2.
And that guy peaked way too soon.
Didn't spill a drop.
It's early.
Font ahead of Yordan Alvarez, 0-2. Astros had a scheduled off day for George Springer. And then it became an off day for Yuli Gurriel as he was still a little sore from being hit by a pitch in the elbow yesterday, on the left elbow. Jordan goes down swinging. That'll do it for the Astros in the first. A walk and 1 man left on base.
Our Best in Texas Power Pitcher is presented by your local Ford dealers. Of course, it's Justin Verlander. He is on the bump today. How about what he's leading the major leagues in? The opponent batting average at 172. That whip is a ridiculous .80. If you're around that 1 mark, you're usually a very good pitcher, but Justin Verlander is that much better with a .80. Doing a great job racking up strikeouts, currently sitting at 243 on the season. He is 1 strikeout away from getting to 2950.
Here's who will line up against JV today. Bo Bichette, the shortstop, followed by Kevin Biggio and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Justin Smoke hits 4th. Rowdy Tellez will DH and bat 5th. Randall Grichuk, Billy McKinney, Brandon Drury, and Reese McGuire round out your Blue Jays lineup on this Sunday afternoon. Here's a 21-year-old Bo Bichette facing Justin Verlander for the first time. Bichette has had quite a first 30 games for the Toronto Blue Jays, 45 hits in those 30 games. Nobody's ever done that prior in Blue Jays history. Bichette batting .338 on the season with 8 home runs. And you know Verlander's going to challenge him, and he did. Picks up his strike. It's 1-2. The reason the whip is so good is just 34 walks allowed all year long, making his 29th start of the season.
His last 9 starts have been very good. 2.04 ERA, 90 strikeouts in those 9 games, only 7 walks.
How about that?
It's pretty incredible. That's just getting after the strike zone and daring these guys to hit them, and they can't.
And one of the reasons he does give up the home run balls, he's not afraid to challenge guys. There's a swing and a miss as he gets Bo Bichette on the slider to start this game. Verlander picks up a strikeout for out number 1. The Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. Jake Marisnick will be in center field today. Josh Reddick will be in right and Michael Brantley in left. Abraham Toro starts at 3rd. Ledmus Diaz gets a start over at first base. The middle of the diamond will see Alex Bregman at short and Jose Altuve over at second base. And the guy who has caught every one of Verlander's 29 starts, Robinson Chirinos. Here is Kevin Biggio. Biggio homering in the first 2 games of this series. First time in his career he's hit a home run in back-to-back games. As the Astros have seen their share of damage done by either former Astros or guys with Texas roots. Biggio knocked in 3 yesterday, including a 2-run home run. Hit a home run the night before. Derek Fisher hit a home run here on Friday against the Astros. Teoscar Hernandez hitting a 2-run home run in yesterday's game. And Randall Grichuk from Rosenberg, Texas added an RBI single in that game. So some local flavor with the Toronto Blue Jays doing some damage in this series. Well, Biggio has shown a lot of patience this year. 55 walks in 78 games since his debut on May 24th. And Verlander delivers a strike. Biggio around the bunt, and the pitch goes upstairs for ball 4. Just the 35th walk issued by Verlander this season, and Biggio continues to pace the way with the most walks of any rookie. That'll bring up Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Guerrero Jr., 20 years old, has hit .358 over his last 36 games, has raised that average up to .280. Be interesting to see how of Vladdy Jr., Cavan Biggio, Bo Bichette, even on the Astros side, Yordan Alvarez handles the month of September, because this is usually when they're wrapping up their season around September 1st.
Yeah, that's always the quandary for calling these guys up, because those minor league seasons always end on August 31st. So you extend them out, get some of these September call-ups. They're going to get a lot more ABs than they're accustomed to. Pitch a lot more innings, tax that body a little bit more than they've done in the past. There's also that part that says, I am so happy to be here and I want to embrace the challenge. And these guys are good enough, and they've been playing their whole careers to be here at the big league level, and that extra month is a big deal.
There goes the bat over the dugout of the Blue Jays and back onto the field as it hit the netting.
That Fish?
That's Fish with the bad ankle, who almost got hit by a flying bat.
Yeah, I've heard a throw in the head, but that's amazing. Fish did the flop.
Yeah, starting us off strong on a Sunday.
Stay tuned.
That's a good energy statement by Blummer, getting us going on this Sunday afternoon. Well, pine tar's a good thing.
Yeah.
The pine stick. Yeah, that's the edge of their netting too, that corner of the dugout. Thankfully it did not go into the well on the opposite side, where Toronto's Julia Morales, Hazel May, resides, because that ball was headed right towards the camera area and Hazel. Julia obviously is protected on the other side. Ball fouled back. I think Julia's happy the roof is closed today. She had a hard time seeing the game yesterday with that sun in her eyes.
It was bright all day. I managed. I like the roof open though.
Yeah, they're a little afraid of the rain today.
TK, we talked about this earlier. The dangerous live BP that was happening on the field.
Oh man.
I felt less safe during that than I do during this game. I'm not sure why.
Toro on the move, makes the play to get Guerrero Jr. for the second out. What Julia was referring to is Yuli's brother, younger brother Lourdes Gurriel Jr. took live BP today and did so without a batting cage.
Yeah, fans were coming in,
and
foul
fans,
balls.
right. Yeah. With media all over the field. We're all hanging out. And when the game starts, we obviously perk up and we all pay attention and we're keeping score. And those of us who are close enough to the field know every time a pitch is thrown. But we were trying to interview the manager. There was just things going on. We weren't supposed to be paying attention, but all of a sudden balls are being fouled off. And whew, good morning.
You know what the best part about that was? Lourdes Gurriel got smoked.
He did.
He got hit by a pitch in the simulated game.
And then the last swing of his round, he smoked the catcher on a backswing.
It's a great day.
Yeah.
Don't you call that a yard sale?
That is.
Isn't that your term?
Thank you, Julia. Definitely was a yard sale.
And with the roof closed, we will not be seeing the flybys today from the CNE. Canadian National Exhibition. Just down the road a little bit. We could hear the planes every once in a while yesterday, but we won't see them today. 2-0 the count to Justin Smoak. Verlander allowing a one-out walk. Biggio now in scoring position with 2 away. And he's 2-1 on Smoak. Overall in JV's career, he does have a great moment here in Toronto, but his record against the Blue Jays of 3-6 is actually his worst record against any team in his career. He's 0-1 against Cincinnati. He's 5-6 against the Boston Red Sox. Those are the only 2 teams other than the Blue Jays that he has a losing record against. He's just 3-6 in 13 career starts against the Jays. try to hold up, but smoke goes around, and it's 2-2. JV has pitched against Toronto once a year for every season going all the way back to 2011. In 2010 he pitched against them twice, but one start in 11, 12, 13 all the way through this season, and this is his lone start against the Blue Jays this year. He has lost 4 of his last 5 starts against them, and his team has lost the last 5 times he has started against Toronto. His last win coming in 2013 against the Jays. Well, it counts 3-2, and Justin's had to work a little bit here in this first inning. An unusual ball strike ratio early for JV of 10-10 of his first 20 pitches. Usually
missing up out of the zone quite a bit.
Does get a called third strike. Smoke thought he checked his swing, but it didn't matter. Home plate umpire Paul Emmel calls it a strike. Time now to take a look at our Chevy Stroh poll. This afternoon we asked you, if the Astros get into that playoff position for the first round, who would you most like to face? Which team of these 4 would you like to face in the ALDS, the first round? A, Indians, B, A's, C, Twins, D, Yankees. That's our Stroh poll. Send your votes to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Right now the Indians leading the A's and Tampa Bay by a half game in the wild card picture. The Twins obviously are leading the AL Central, and the Yankees in firm control of the AL East as Aledmys Diaz takes a strike. Diaz batting 5th for the 3rd time this season for A.J. Hinch. And he rips one into left field for a base hit. The Astros have their first hit of the game. Diaz a wide turn. He's going to go for 2. Testing Drury, and he is safe at second base. Aledmys Diaz calling time as he gets into second with a hustling double.
He destroyed himself on that slide. Took a good breaking ball down from Wilmer Font and stayed on it and threw it, raking it into left field. But this might be a better angle to see how deep Drury was playing, taking a very deep angle, almost fielding that ball on the warning track, and Diaz testing the arm, gets into second base safely. A little bit of a recoil here, huh? Luckily everybody's okay.
So now Abraham Toro, who wasn't expecting to start today, getting his first AB. A.J. Hinch normally sends out his lineup to the guys the night before, and originally Yuli Gurriel was in the lineup. Yuli at the ballpark today, still a little sore from being hit on that elbow. So Diaz, who was going to start at 3rd, moved over to 1st, and Toro getting the start at 3rd today. I'd imagine that happened to you, whether it was Toro or Brandon Drury, where you show up to the ballpark and thinking, all right, I have at least a few innings to get into the rhythm of the game, and all of a sudden you're starting.
Too many times. Too many times. You know, maybe the night before you have a little extra cocktail at dinner, you figure, I'm not playing tomorrow. I got time to relax and, you know, get ready for later in the game, and all of a sudden you get ambushed with the start. And you got to get those batteries charged up and ready to go pretty quick. Makes it a little interesting at times. But sometimes you have, you know, I'm not going to say that Toro's going to go out and have the best game of his life, but sometimes you have a tendency to go out there and kind of be shocked by the moment and get in there, and you just kind of play fundamentally sound, and you go out and get some good pitches. Don't expect too much, and you get the barrel to it and get a knock out of the way, and all of a sudden you're having a great day.
You know, his family's in town. We've seen them during the series. He's from Canada, born in Canada. The Venezuelan family moved up here, and Toro born in Quebec City, but he strikes out here for the 3rd strikeout for fun, the 1st out of the 2nd inning.
You know, Quebec City is maybe about an hour or so outside of Montreal. We would go up there, you know, they do caravans in the off season. We did a caravan in Quebec City in the off season. It was -20.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
We played softball. full parkas.
Come on.
It was awesome.
Really?
Couldn't feel anything.
In the snow?
Yep.
I heard a couple guys that were born in the Montreal area or Montreal. Vladdy Guerrero Jr., third baseman.
I was there.
You've known since he was a baby?
My wife was giving Vladdy flips in the tunnel in the family room in Montreal when this kid was like 2 or 3 years old.
Here he is, age 20, a big leaguer, leading all rookies in the American League in hits. Reddick takes one down and in for a ball. It's 1-1. Josh riding a 5-game hitting streak, 8 for 16 during that streak with 7 runs batted in. Led Miss Diaz a leadoff double. Toro struck out, and now Reddick bats with 1 away. Up in the zone is fouled away. Font now 29 years old. Mentioned he started his career with the Rangers back in 2012. Has pitched for 6 different teams in his career now. Reddick on the breaking ball well in front, sends that one in the upper deck.
Oh, smoked. 103 miles an hour off the bat.
They put exit velos up on the board here, huh? Even on foul balls?
Yeah, I just noticed that because that foul ball went over the ribbon
yeah.
over here, and I noticed it.
I noticed it was working for batting practice the other day, too.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Glad they didn't have it up for our home run derby.
Josh, with this 5-game hitting streak, has moved the average up to 267. He had seen it dip down around 260 for a while. Reddick goes the other way and fouls one. Julia told us about the old drill from a coach that he had as a youngster with snapping that towel through the zone and trying to stay extended. It seems to have coincided with a good hot streak at the plate lately.
Use anything as a positive, TK. Ric Flair, the towel, put them all together and you get yourself a hot streak. It's nice.
And we hear a few woos, even up here in Toronto. Wilmer Font does not seem to like signs being flashed, and now he'll regroup. Little tapper towards the mound. Ledmus will get to third. Reddick retired for the second out. Relive the Astros' historic run to the 2005 World Series on Monday, September 9th, as all fans in attendance will receive a 2005 Jeff Bagwell NL Champs replica ring. It's presented by Gallery Furniture. For more information or to get your tickets for the game, visit astros.com/promotions. See if Robinson Chirinos can pick up a 2-out RBI. The 2-out RBIs hurt the Astros yesterday, as Toronto would score 5 of their 6 runs with 2 outs in a 6-4 loss for Houston. Chirinos sitting at 49 runs batted in on the season. Font delivers a strike. Font ahead 0-2.
Oh, you get another fastball at the top part of the zone. That's been Robinson Chirino's weak spot, up top in the zone.
These two guys were on the same team with the Rangers in 2013, Chirinos and Font. Chirinos fly ball to left field on the 0-2 pitch. Making the play is Brandon Drury, and the Astros fail to score in the second. We're still scoreless. We flash back to a moment in history for Justin Verlander in this stadium. 2011 on May the 7th, Justin Verlander would pick up his second career no-hitter. Had one in 07 with the Tigers, and then 9 innings of no-hit baseball. Walked 1, struck out 4, and threw 108 pitches.
I want to say one of those last, the 108 were about 99 miles an hour too. One of those games where JV got stronger and stronger as he went.
Yeah, he touched 100 the last few innings of that no-hitter here in Toronto. Tossed his first no-hitter against the Milwaukee Brewers, who Verlander will not face in the upcoming series. Here he's 1-1 on Rowdy Tellez to start the second inning. JV with a walk and a couple of strikeouts in the first. That no-hitter against Toronto, he actually had a perfect game until 1 out in the 8th inning when he was in a battle with JP Arancibia. Arancibia would draw a walk after 12 pitches in that plate appearance. So Verlander lost the perfect game, but then he got Edwin Encarnacion, the next batter, to hit into a double play. So he ended up facing the minimum in that no-hitter in 2011. Here it's 2-2 on Rowdy Tellez. Swing and a miss. Verlander now with 3 strikeouts of the first 4 outs today as he gets Tellez to start the second.
Community Bank of Texas brings you Justin Verlander's dominance in the first 67 starts with any team. Justin Verlander has a .84, which is much better than Jake Arrieta when he first started with the Chicago Cubs. Scherzer and Sale on that list, and also Greg Maddux. So some pretty good arms. And Justin Verlander is that good.
Verlander has led his league in whip, walks, and hits divided by innings pitched 3 other times, including last year. Did it twice with the Tigers. And he's quickly ahead of Randall Grichuk, 0-2. And Blummer, if you extrapolate it out to any 67 start span of any pitcher's career in the history of the game, he is currently 3rd best all time.
Those are outstanding numbers. The walks and hits per inning pitched.
And he gets a foul tip strikeout as Grichuk goes down. That's now 4 of the first 5 outs for Verlander. He's maybe trying to catch up to his teammate Garrett Cole at 14 strikeouts in his last start.
And he's also trying to find a groove. You talked about it last inning where the command maybe wasn't necessarily there for him. So making the adjustment, getting back in the zone, and being very aggressive. Grichuk is a high strikeout guy, as you see the release point on the slider and the movement on our matches from Supermo.
Verlander starting the day second in the American League in strikeouts with 243. He was 9 behind Garrett Cole. Going into their last starts, Verlander had a 1 strikeout lead over Cole. Justin had 4 in a limited start, went 5 1/3 innings before he was ejected in that game by Pat Hoberg. Ended up throwing 87 pitches and struck out just 4. Then Garrett Cole would start the very next day and strike out 14 to take that lead in strikeouts. Doing the math for the month of September, AJ can maneuver some things with some off days. It looks like both Garrett and JV might get 6 starts the rest of the way. And if that's the case, they both could approach 300 on the season. More importantly for JV, for his career, he could get to 3,000 with 51 in his last 6 starts. He's to average 8.5 per start if he does make all 6 of those starts.
That'll be a lot of fun to watch in the month of September. It's kind of what we were talking about in the open. And yes, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, potential clinch type situation. But also, if you're on these paces like an Alex Bregman, Yuli Gurriel, you want to get to that century mark with the RBIs. And then Justin Verlander, realizing history is in his sights to get to 3,000.
The ball's hit to right field, playable for Josh Reddick, and Verlander has a 1-2-3 inning as he gets McKinney for the final out of the second.
Boogie down to the ballpark this Saturday for Boot Scoot and Barbecue, presented by Pluckers. The country-themed Street Fest is from 3 to 6 for all ticketed fans, and you can add an Astros cowboy hat to your ticket for just $20. For tickets and info, visit astros.com/BBQ. TK?
All right, Julia, looking forward to that. That'll be a fun afternoon or evening into Minute Maid Park for that game. As the Blue Jays will bring on a new pitcher here. Wilmer Font was the opener, did well in a couple of shutout innings, and now he turns it over to Sam Gaviglio.
42 appearances on the season. He will come in here and try and pick up a couple of innings for Charlie Montoyo and the Toronto Blue Jays. He has 76 strikeouts in 83 innings pitched. A little bit better walk number at 18 in those 83 innings.
Gaviglio has gone as many as 4 innings in an outing. We'll see how long Charlie Montoyo goes with him here as he faces the number 9 hitter, Jake Marisnick, to lead things off in the 3rd. And first pitch swinging is Jake, and he grounds a 2-hopper to short. Bo Bichette makes the play. And on 1 pitch, Gaviglio has an out here in the 3rd. Not a bad idea for Astros hitters to be aggressive against Gaviglio. He is, of all the bullpen guys for Toronto, number 1 in first pitch strikes, 67%, number 1 in in-zone percentage, and number 1 in strike percentage. So he's going to be around the zone for the most part if his numbers from this season hold up today. Here's Jose Altuve. Throws the slider a lot. He'll actually throw the slider more to right-hand hitters than he will the fastball. He misses with the fastball, which is around 88 or 89, and it's 1-0. Slider comes in around 84. 2 innings of 1 hit, 1 walk shutout baseball for Font as the opener. Now Gaviglio gets the 3rd, probably the 4th, and we'll see beyond that. It's 2-0 to Altuve. Altuve grounded out his first time up. And he grounds one, backhanded nicely by Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who makes the play across. Good play by the young 3rd baseman for Toronto.
Playing in. Good job on that shorthand or backhand short hop pickup. He's had his issues throughout the course of the season. 15 errors at 3rd base. Had a big one before that George Springer mammoth home run in the first game of the series.
Michael Brantley bats. Takes a strike. Brantley, a rare strikeout his first time up, but Michael batting the 2 spot today. And he's down to the count 0-2. Some tough pitches from Gaviglio. 12th time Brantley has batted second this season. And Brantley rolls one on the right side. Bichette, the shortstop, cuts in front of Biggio and makes the play for the final out. 3 groundouts for Gaviglio in the 3rd. This hometown moment is presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield. The finish to perhaps the greatest game in Astros history. Game 5 of the World Series. There he is, Derek Fisher. He was a flying fish that game as he scores from second on the single by Alex Bregman, and the wild celebration would be on. Carlos Correa coming out of the dugout to help out, and that was a 5-hour-plus game that was never feeling like a long game. That had incredible energy from the first pitch to the final pitch.
I've never high-fived or hugged so many people at Minute Maid Park than I did that night. We also shared some tears too, because that was such a roller coaster of a ride in that ball game in Game 5.
Well, you're thinking big lead early, 2 big leads for Clayton Kershaw.
Well, immediately you're down, and you're going, Clayton Kershaw, oh, we're gonna have to grind, and then Yuli, pow, and you were like back in it.
And then again the Dodgers answered, so Clayton had another 3-run lead to work with. And if you lose that game, all of a sudden you're down 3-2 going back to LA.
Kind of shifts that home field advantage a little bit, right?
Yeah, that was what a night it was at Minute Maid Park. Yuli right in the middle of it all. And Fish got the pinch run and scored rather easily on a line drive single to left. Here's Brandon Drury. Drury getting the start in place of Fisher as he leads off the 3rd inning and takes a pitch outside. Verlander ahead of the count 1-2. Blummer mentioned sometimes all of a sudden you find yourself in a late addition to the lineup and you have a good game. Drury actually has decent numbers against Verlander. 2 for 3, a couple of doubles, limited sample size. A couple extra base hits in his 3 ABs. As he looks at one outside for a ball, 2-2. It'll be Drury, Reese McGuire, and Bo Bichette against Verlander, who's allowed a walk so far and struck out 4. Despite being ejected in the last game and lasting 5 1/3 innings, Verlander picking up his 16th win of the year. Should have 6 starts to try and find 4 more wins for a 20-win season. As this ball fouled straight back. The lowest ERA of any month for Verlander, as you look at what he's done over his last 7 starts, his lowest ERA of any month has been the final month of the season in his career. 2.90 in his career in September and a handful of starts in October, not counting the postseason. This one popped high in the air, right side of the infield. Aledmus Diaz, the first baseman, is there. And there's one away. Something about Verlander finishing strong, whether it's finishing strong in a game or finishing strong in a season. He takes great care of himself, and he is one of those rare guys that can actually ramp it up as the game goes along or as the season goes along.
Yeah, he's figured it out, and he's figured it out for a very long time. But it really feels like even more so in that Astros uniform.
Bringing a 5-0 mark in September of 2017. Faces Reese McGuire here, the number 9 hitter. Verlander was 5-0 with the Astros in 17 with a 1.06 ERA. Perfect 5 for 5 in his 5 starts.
Yeah, he was really trying to validate the trade, wasn't he?
Go on to win the ALCS MVP.
Didn't get the call on the first pitch, didn't get the call on the second pitch, stared down the home plate umpire and got the third pitch to be called a strike. Pretty interesting.
And now it's fouled away. It's 2-2. Yeah, that sequence rather interesting. 2-2.
Gave him the Cole treatment.
That ball popped high in the air, left side of the infield. Abraham Toro puts it away. A couple of pop-ups in the inning for Verlander, and there's 2 outs in the third.
Are you following AT&T Sportsnet on social media? From in-game highlights to exclusive player interviews, find us on Facebook, Twitter, and our new Instagram account for the latest on the Astros all season long.
Bring up Bo Bichette. Struck out his first time up. JV going around the lineup for the second time. First time through, just 1 walk allowed. Picks up a strike. Bichette made his big league debut July 29th, so he just finished his first full month as a major leaguer. Mentioned in last night's broadcast, he was the third of the 3 children of former major leaguers to make his debut this year. It started with Vladimir Guerrero Jr., followed by Kevin Biggio. Bichette may have been up a little earlier, but dealt with a broken left hand and was on the injured list at the minor league level from April 24th through June the 7th.
It's kind of interesting to watch young Bo Bichette make some adjustments. He's got a rather large leg kick, but if you're watching this 2-strike approach right here, doesn't even move the front foot, just kind of turns it in a little bit to kind of create that load. But he's really trying to cut down on that stride to maybe see the ball a little bit longer and defend in 2 strikes.
Gets one up and in. It's 1-2.
Got himself a Satchel Paige bow tie. Trying to keep the young man from diving out there, trying to cover that outside corner.
Swing and a miss. Verlander gets Bichette for the second time today. JV with 5 strikeouts, and we're through 3 scoreless. The Shiner Box spotlight falls on 2 of the leading candidates for American League Rookie of the Year. The 22-year-old on the left side, Yordan Alvarez. The 20-year-old from Toronto on the right side, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Almost 40 more games for Vlad Guerrero Jr. Yordan with more home runs, more RBIs, higher OPS.
Yeah, production-wise, hands down, Yordan Alvarez. Not even close.
Vladdy leads American League rookies in hits and doubles. With that many more at bats than Yordan. You can understand why, as Alex Bregman leads off the 4th inning. It'll be Bregman, Yordan Alvarez, and Aledmys Diaz facing Sam Gaviglio, who had a good 3rd inning, picked up 3 groundouts. And this time Bregman puts the ball in the air into right field. Billy McKinney with the play, and there's 1 away.
And there was a quote from Charlie Montoyo managing a couple of these rookies, and he was talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Just like the MVPs, you have to do both, hitting and defense. But I think Vlad should get votes just because he plays third base. The other guy's just a designated hitter. I'm going to write a number on this screen real quick and tell you what the defensive WAR is for Vlad Jr. It's a -10. So because he stands out there doesn't necessarily mean that he's benefiting too much. Yordan, I believe, is still doing a tremendous amount of damage in that batter's box and doing a great job of helping his team win some ball games. But because he's just not standing in left field, doesn't make him any less of a player.
Oh,
might have been a little biased. I'm sorry.
No, it's not biased. it's being honest. And hey, Vladdy's 20 years old. He's going to have a phenomenal career.
And he's still learning how to play third base too. The third base coach, Luis Rivera, is a very good infielder in the big leagues and a great coach who's probably going to make him a little bit better. But for the time being, the argument for me is Yordan.
That is a sharply hit ground ball, but Bichette was there. Might have been the hardest hit baseball of the afternoon so far, but it results in a ground out, and there's 2 away. Julia.
Well, on the topic of the rookies, they know each other. They go back to 2017, crossing paths there, and have had a really good relationship, and they're keeping up with each other's numbers as well. Jordan telling me today, I'm not really comparing myself or competing, trying not to anyway. I'm just trying to focus on myself and having a good season for my team this year. But definitely keeping up. Really admires what Guerrero Jr. is doing from the other way, knows how hard it is. That's one thing they do understand about each other. But as far as rookies go, Jordan's also trying not to compare himself with Carlos Correa, who had such a good rookie year, knowing what records that Correa set. He said, Correa reminds me and he tells me about them, but I'm trying not to listen again, just focusing on myself.
Right now, Jordan 1 shy of Correa's Astros rookie record for home runs in a season. Here's Aledmys Diaz with a 2-0 count. Gaviglio gets him to swing and miss. It's 2-1. Mentioned Gaviglio throws that slider a lot, even in a 2-0 count, able to get a chase. Missed with the fastball. It's 3-1. And Paul Emmel.
Wow. Snapped.
He's not real happy with hearing from the Blue Jays dugout about some of these ball strike calls. And Gaviglio only needed 7 pitches last inning. He's only thrown 16 so far, so it's not like he's getting a lot of pitches called balls. That one's chopped foul, and it's 3-2.
Some of the pitches in this AB for Aledmys Diaz, well out of the zone on the outside corner. First pitch in the zone, he took a swing at.
That's why Emma was a little agitated from hearing from the Blue Jays dugout when those pitches were off.
He gave him a little bit, a couple of pitches to get, aired out a little bit, but I think he finally had enough.
Full count pitch to Aledmys Diaz, and he goes down swinging. So Gaviglio has retired all 6 so far. He is paced. We're through 3.5 scoreless.
It's the bottom of the 4th, still no score here at Rogers Center. Justin Verlander gets back to work, and he's coming off of a win, his 16th win of the season, and he got against the Tampa Bay Rays, pitching against Charlie Morton on that day, but pitched very well. He was ejected early in that game, so didn't finish his outing the way that he wanted to. But as far as how he pitched, he said he had all of his stuff, and he and Robinson Chirinos have been working so well together, so they can really find a good mix when he does have all of his pitches. Now remember when the stretch that he had, the 10 or more strikeouts that he posted in 7 consecutive games, that was snapped, and he said the Rays did such a good job of battling him pretty good. So it was probably out of the question that he would even have gotten it had he not been ejected in that 6th inning. But the string of starts for him, he said, was very cool. He said it's because of the names on that list is why it's so cool. And he also said I'm not pitching to get strikeouts, but the game really calls for that right now. 5 so far today, TK.
Yeah, it was quite a run by Justin Verlander, and you're right, Julie, he wasn't going to get to 10 even if he wasn't ejected. He'd only had 4 at that point and 87 pitches into his outing. But to put your name on the list with Chris Sale and Pedro Martinez, Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan, the only others to go 7 straight games of 10 strikeouts or more, that is quite an accomplishment. 1-2 on Cavan Biggio, who walked his first time up. And that is a called 3rd strike. Biggio goes down looking. Verlander with 6 strikeouts of the first 10 outs today.
Some pitch by pitches for Justin Verlander. Change up, amazingly. He doubled up on it, got a swing and miss, and then he went with the slider down and in on Rowdy Tellez. Elevating, trying to get the chase, and then he stayed in the strike zone with that fastball. Grichuk up there, paint the outside corner, snap the breaking ball. Here we go, elevated up, power slider down for the swing and miss. So he's got some pretty good sequences and the ability to execute after setting up that pitch up in the zone to go down. But this is a guy with a lot of knowledge, a lot of talent, but he's also, like Julia just said, he's kind of pitching to the swings now, where they lend themselves to the swing and miss because everybody's trying to go deep every single swing.
Yeah, Verlander's kind of adapted to the current state of the game with a few more breaking balls. Throwing more off speed because he feels like you have to miss more bats now. 1-1 the count to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Seemed like that sequence you showed though in the second inning was when he started to lock it in. That first inning he was closer to 50-50 strikes to balls, which you usually don't see with Verlander, and then all of a sudden the second started to find that rhythm again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was, but it definitely was odd to see him out of the zone in that first inning, but it really seemed like the second inning, and now here in the fourth inning that we're seeing him, he was a little more purposeful with the fastball early in the count to get ahead. It was kind of cool to see a couple of changeups in there against Rowdy Tellez also.
26 out of 38 now for strikes since the initial 11 strike 10 ball first inning. Count goes full on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was a big hit in this year's Major League Baseball home run derby.
That was incredible.
Just kept hitting home run after home run. This ball rocketed towards third, gobbled up on a short hop by Abraham Toro. Nice play by Toro on a line drive off the bat of Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Well, this will give you a pretty good view of that almost 100-mile-an-hour line drive. Good job by Toro to keep that thing in front. Kind of absorbed it. That instinct, you got to fight that instinct and just stay in there. Nice play by Toro.
The fight or flight instinct.
Yeah, to get the heck out of the way. Ball was smoked.
Here's Justin Smoke. Takes a pitch outside for a ball.
You had me.
That was good.
It was good.
Set me up. 91 home runs Vladdy Jr. hit in the home run derby.
I know. It's unfathomable to be able to go out there and a couple rounds of BP and hit that many.
Smoke struck out looking his first time up. I know Pete Alonso won the derby, but watching Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Ronald Acuna Jr. do their thing, that was quite a derby.
Yeah, there's some young hitters in this league that have a tremendous amount of power. There's a power slider getting under the swing of Justin Smoke. But I know a lot of Astro fans want to fast forward to next year's All-Star game and imagine who else could be in that home run derby.
I think that's why Alex Bregman at age 25 is thinking of retiring from the derby.
Pass the torch to the other guy. He's hitting behind him in the lineup.
And he's seen some of these young studs come up and rocket 440, 50-foot shots.
With consistency. It's amazing.
Apreg just has to be consistent with his home runs in the derby as Justin Verlander picks up yet another strikeout. He has 7 as he gets Justin Smoke 7 through 4 innings of shutout baseball.
It is time now to play Name That Astro, presented by Nissan. Parlez-vous français? 5th round, Tigers debut. If you know who that Astro is, make sure you go to @ATT Sportsnet SW and tell us who you think that Astro is. Presented by Nissan. You got to stay tuned also. We'll let you know if you're wrong or right.
Here is Abraham Toro to lead things off. It'll be Toro, Josh Reddick, and Robinson Chirinos. Facing Sam Gaviglio, who's retired all 6 batters he has faced, coming in as the featured pitcher today for the Blue Jays. Toro struck out against the starter and opener Wilmer Font. Toro 5 for 26 in his young career at the major league level. Finds himself down to the count 0-2. Toro swings and misses. That's the second strikeout for Gaviglio. And there's one away here in the 5th. I'm going to bring up Josh Reddick. Reddick 0 for 1, bounced back to the pitcher his first time up. Astros have just one hit. Aledmys Diaz a double, and he hustled into second base into left field. That's the lone hit in this ball game as Reddick takes a strike. Font 1 hit and 1 walk. Gaviglio has retired all 7 batters he has faced. As Josh pops one up on the infield, Vlad Guerrero Jr. calls off Bo Bichette and puts it away for the second out of the inning. Join the Astros on Wednesday, September 11th for First Responders Appreciation Night presented by Lionel Bissell. 10,000 fans in attendance will receive a First Responders Challenge coin, and fans can purchase a $15 ticket add-on for a First Responders hat. For tickets and information, visit astros.com/promotions. Here is Robinson Chirinos. Gaviglio has faced the Astros 4 times prior to today, 3 as a starter. He is 0-3 with a 5.68 ERA, but today his best outing of his career against the Astros. 29-year-old has been pumping strikes, 18 of 24 so far against Houston. That one's down and away, 1-1. Played his college baseball at Oregon State. Ahead of Chirinos with the slider, 1-2.
Doesn't throw hard, relies on a lot of movement, doing a good job of locating some of these pitches on the edges and breaking them off the edges, keeping some of these Astro hitters off balance.
Close, but no chase from Chirinos. It's 2-2.
Good recognition by Chirinos. He swung at that pitch the pitch before, and Gaviglio tried to get him again, but Chirinos laid off it. See if that benefits him. Maybe get a mistake right here in a 2-2 count.
So far, Gaviglio with 4 ground outs, a couple of strikeouts, a fly out, and a pop up. And he strikes out Chirinos on that slider as he picks up his 3rd strikeout in 3 perfect innings so far.
StatCast AI powered by AWS is going to show you the power slider for the strikeout of Justin Smoke. The spin rated 2,664 RPMs, well above Major League average. What else is great about that pitch? That was number 250 on the season for Justin Verlander.
Catching his teammate Garrett Cole, who came in with 252 strikeouts, leading the major leagues. Here is Rowdy Tellez, who struck out his first time up, and he takes a strike here. Cole will get the start tomorrow in the opening game of that 2-game series against Milwaukee. That'll be a Labor Day game. Be a 3:10 Central start as Tellez fouls one back. It's 0-2. Verlander struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 last inning, and 1 in the third. Starts the inning with 66 pitches through 4 innings. Swing and a miss. 3-pitch strikeout, getting Tellez to chase the fastball up. That is now 8 strikeouts for Verlander and 1 away in the 5th.
Made quick work of Rowdy. Fastball's up, challenging him, and Tellez couldn't lay off. talked about that matchup of the Blue Jays against 95+ mph fastballs on the season. They are the worst in Major League Baseball, hitting 210 against velocity. And against the breaking ball, they're hitting 204, which is good for 27th in Major League Baseball.
This is a pop-up on the right side. The only one there is Aledmus Diaz in foul territory, puts it away for out number 2. Yeah, that's quite a note. 95+. This team does not hit well, and then when they get behind in the count, they're also 30th out of 30 teams in baseball. And Verlander's generally a guy that's going to pound the strike zone and get ahead of counts.
Yeah, he's not afraid to be aggressive in the zone and go ahead and try and put you away. He doesn't like to waste too many pitches unless he feels the need to set you up.
34 of 45 pitches have been strikes most recently. As he misses to Billy McKinney to start this AB. Zach Godley warming up. Sam Gaviglio may be done after 3 innings. Astros wouldn't mind seeing a different arm after what he's done. Gaviglio with 3 perfect innings, getting through the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Now Verlander's 2-0 on McKinney, who flied out to right his first time up. That ball hit sharply off the glove of Diaz, hangs in there, makes the play to Verlander, covering for the final out of the inning. We are through 5. Astros and Toronto scoreless.
Alex Degody here. Impressive night. Hit for the cycle. I'm not sure how many hits you had, maybe 6 or 7. Same with RBIs. Walk me through tonight.
Man, I'm just blessed to be able to go out there and compete every day with my brothers, and just fortunate enough to have a hitting coach like Rosie helping me every single day, working on my routines and getting my swing right.
Alex, Round Rock Chronicle here. You've become a staple at the bottom of the order for this Round Rock Express. Is there a sense of confidence down there in the bottom of the order?
Like I told you a few days ago, man, I just take it at bat. It doesn't matter where it's at. I just go up there and swing the bat as hard as I can and hopefully make good contact. So it doesn't really matter where I hit in the lineup as long as I'm contributing to the team.
Thank you, Alex.
As our Get Out and Play presented by Toyota, you might recognize the voice behind those questions, Miles Straw, who is a reporter as well as a player these days for the Round Rock Express. We do want to say congratulations to the PCL American Southern Division champions, but they get some tough media down there, from Dean McTaggart of the Round Rock Chronicle, Framber Kaplan, messing it up, and Julian Morales of Round Rock and Express Sportsnet. These are real credentials that they've created. The RR&E Sportsnet. So this has been happening. Snapchat filter interviews, guys. It's hilarious. And they post them on social media. So if you're not following some of those guys that play for the Express, you're missing out.
Who are the 2 best follows?
Well, Miles just is giving us the good content. I don't know if he tweets anything other than these videos. And then Nick Tanalou, we want to thank him too for his interviews and his posts. They're great.
Julian Morales, Dean McTaggart, and Framber Kaplan getting some interviews done. As we have a new pitcher for the Blue Jays. Just picked up a strikeout. Zach Godley striking out Jake Marisnick to start the 6th.
There's the numbers on Godley. 89 innings. He has 42 walks in those 89 innings. Might explain that WHIP and ERA being elevated. But he just got a big strikeout of Jake Marisnick to start his outing. There's 7 strikeouts now of Astro hitters.
Yeah, they have not been able to solve any of these 3 pitchers today. Wilmer Font, 2 innings of 1-hit baseball, did walk 1. Sam Gaviglio, 3 perfect innings out of the bullpen. Now Godley picking up a strikeout and facing Jose Altuve, who is hitting against his 3rd different pitcher of the day. Godley will feature a lot of curveballs. Curveball comes in around 82, 83, throws up more than his fastball. Misses down and away to Altuve, who has grounded out twice. Jose, since the All-Star break, more hits than any other major leaguer with 67 and more runs scored with 47. Somebody needs a spark here in this offense. The Astros haven't had much going. And Altuve down, or swings and misses. It's 2-1. He checks with Paul Emmel to see if that was a strike.
Yeah, we've got, they kind of move things around a little bit here at the Rogers Center, and there's an espresso machine just below us that I've been hitting up, and I'm feeling pretty good. I may send a couple down there.
I'm telling you.
Get these guys going. You also talked about it before the game when we were just talking about how many day games these guys have got here in this quick stretch of games.
Altuve goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away.
Join us at the Golf Club of Houston October 7th through the 13th for the Houston Open. Ticket options include daily general admission tickets, week-long tickets, and premium ticket packages. Proceeds from this year's tournament benefit the Astros Foundation. To purchase ticket packages, visit HoustonOpenGolf.com.
A day game to wrap up the Tampa Bay series before the Astros flew up to Toronto. So day game Thursday, day game Saturday, Sunday, and Monday on Labor Day. So 4 out of 5 games will be day games for the Astros, and other than spring training, that never happens. Here's Michael Brantley. Brantley has struck out and grounded out. The other game we're following today, Oakland and the New York Yankees, they are in the bottom half of the 5th inning of their game, and they have a combined 2 hits. Oakland has 1 and the Yankees have 1. That is 1 more hit than we have combined in this game, with the only hit being the Aledmys Diaz double in the 2nd inning. 2-1 the count to Michael Brantley.
Maybe the coffee maker's broke in New York too.
If it's broken in that clubhouse, that clubhouse has everything.
They do.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that, because I loved playing in old Yankee Stadium, and I actually played a couple of games in the new Yankee Stadium. And the first visit in there, I mean, obviously it got much bigger, much cleaner. A lot of the legend goes away when you get rid of old Yankee Stadium, but you really knew it was a new Yankee Stadium when the food server came out and said Chipotle is in the food room if you want a burrito.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. There's a ground ball to the left side. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 1-2-3 inning. That is 15 in a row sent down by Toronto pitching.
The road ahead is brought to you by DeMontronRV.com and Series Probables versus the Brewers. Yes, it's only a 2-game series. You're going to see Garrett Cole and Zach Greinke on the Astros side. On the Milwaukee side, Adrian Hauser and ex-Astro Jordan Lyles. Zach Greinke has been taking his hacks. He's probably a lot more excited about taking those swings in Milwaukee than Garrett Cole.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Cole, since becoming an American leaguer, has not exactly done any damage with the bat. Brandon Drury leads off. Bottom half of the 6th inning. And Verlander delivers a strike after an initial pitch out of the zone. It's 1-1. JV with 8 strikeouts today, has at least 1 in every inning. After a 21 pitch first inning, he's been pretty efficient his next few frames as he picked up his lowest pitch count of the afternoon with a 12 pitch fifth, or an 8 pitch fifth, excuse me. 2-2 the count on Drury. It'll be Drury, Reese McGuire, then the top of the order. Drury goes down swinging. A foul tip caught by Chirinos. That is 9 strikeouts for JV, who's going to try and start another double-digit strikeout streak.
Zach taking some swings, lacing a double into the left center field gap. He's getting some good coaching in the back there, I got to admit.
Oh, yeah. Powering through that gum.
It was tasty.
Zach is 2 for 3 in his career against Jordan Lyles. Ball hit high in the air to right field. Josh Reddick barely has to move. He strides in a couple of steps and puts it away for the second out. McGuire retired for the second time.
So you're saying experience should pay off for Zach Greinke in that ball game?
He was all smiles in the cage.
Yeah, he was. It was kind of funny. He'd come out and he was talking to Alex Bregman and some of the other hitters. He was in his element. It was great.
Greinke, who's been back and forth between the AL and NL, prefers the NL style. Loves to get his hacks in as JV faces Bo Bichette. This is upstairs with 96.
Yeah, you get the feeling that he does like being a little more involved in that National League game, especially when the first quote I think he had as an Astros, how bored he was watching the offense do all the damage. He wanted in on the action.
Big swing by Bichette, no contact.
JV's done a good job, I think, in him and Chirinos. We already heard how they work so well together, but I think they both do a very good job of reading the swings of the hitters and adjusting to them.
Two and one the count.
I think Justin's recognizing that big leg kick from Bichette and rushed that fastball by him.
He has challenged him with a few fastballs today, beginning in the first inning. There it is again. 2-2.
And the reason I point that out is because I think Justin feels like his fastball can beat the leg kick or beat the foot down.
Ground ball slowly hit right side. Altuve makes the play. Bichette retired. Justin Verlander threw 6. Astros and Blue Jays scoreless.
It's been a very good start to this ball game, and now well into this ball game for Justin Verlander, holding the Blue Jays down with some wicked movement and electric heaters. No score.
Checking out the results of the Chevy Stroh poll. We asked you, who would you like to see the Astros face in the first round of the ALDS? The Cleveland Indians get the most votes with 36%. A's and Twins right there for second. Yankees, probably won't see them till the ALCS, although you never know, but that's 15%. Probably a wise choice not to see the Yankees first round. But how about the Indians being the favorite?
Yeah, that was interesting. I would have picked the Twins. Just personal preference.
Alex Bregman, the batter.
He went out and broke the home run record for a season last night and still lost the game, hitting 6 home runs.
Lost to the Tigers despite setting the major league mark for most home runs in a season. The Yankees shattered the record for most home runs in a month.
Yeah, that one's pretty incredible.
Bregman grounds to short. Dante Bichette makes the play. That is 16 in a row sent down by Blue Jays pitching. And 1 out in the 7th inning.
T-Mobile connection to the game. If the playoffs started today, it would match up the Astros and the Twins, and the Yankees against the A's Indians in the wild card race. And then on the National League side, Cardinals Braves and Dodgers with the #1 seed would face either the Nationals or the Cubs.
Nationals and Cubs putting a little bit of space between themselves and the next closest team as Jordan on the first pitch drills one to center field. That is the Astros' first base runner since an Aledmys Diaz double to lead off the second inning.
There we go. Second hit of the ball game. Both of them belonging to the Houston Astros, and Jordan doing a good job, great job staying on that sinking fastball at 90 miles an hour. He got that foot down in plenty of time. Watch the hand stay back, let it travel, and then just get the barrel to it, hit that line drive to center field. Hopefully watching somebody else ignite a line drive gets this offense going.
Aledmys Diaz bats. He has the only other hit in this game as he takes a strike. Diaz a double and a strikeout today. All these guys in the lineup, third time through, facing a new pitcher. First time through was Wilmer Font, second time through Sam Gaviglio, and now Zach Godley, third time through. That one misses a little bit up. It's 1-1. Godley had spent most of the year with the Arizona Diamondbacks. He was claimed off waivers from Arizona on August 7th by the Blue Jays. 9 starts, 18 bullpen appearances for the D-backs, and he hits Aledmys Diaz in the back.
Jeez, right between the numbers it looked like.
Aledmys heading to first base. The Astros will have runners on first and second with 1 out.
Well, the reason Aledmys is playing that game at first base is because of Yuli Gurriel getting hit by that pitch yesterday in that left elbow. He's out because that is pretty sore, but this is a two-seam fastball running in, catching the spine of Diaz. Yeah, it's going to hurt a little bit. Right in that lower back.
We'll see if the Canadian from Venezuela, his family from Venezuela, but born in Canada, Abraham Toro, his second start here at Rogers Center. See if he can come through here. He struck out a couple of times today. Yesterday he went 0 for 4 in his first start back in this stadium since he was a teenager. Played in a showcase game here.
Be a special moment if he could light something up right here in front of the. There we go.
Drilled to center field. Back goes Grichuk, still going back. He is on the track and he puts it away. Jordan goes back to tag. He'll get to third. Astros will have first and third with 2 outs. The MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to Minute Maid Park. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem special check-in offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Two outs, runners on the corners for Josh Reddick. Reddick has the only home run for the Astros against Zach Godley. He is 1 for 2 with a home run and also a line drive out, the only time he was retired against Godley. Astros with the second runner of the game to third base. Diaz got there after Reddick bounced out his first time up. Josh has also popped up today. Astros looking for just a little bit of support for Justin Verlander this afternoon.
Any kind of support. Last time we saw Justin throw a complete game, he didn't get anything.
1-1 the count. Font, a hard thrower, started this game, went 2 innings, and then Gaviglio and Godley will not light up a radar gun, but they have been effective keeping the Astros off balance. Strike on the outside corner. Reddick down to the count, 1-2.
Paint job catching that edge. Good pitch.
Foul, hit the ground, called immediately by Paul Emmel.
Good job by Paul Emmel, the home plate umpire, to immediately call this, because I heard it too. Foul tipped into the dirt, picked up. Catcher McGuire tried to play it off. Charlie Montoyo out questioning.
Reddick staying alive on a couple of foul tips with 2 strikes. Just missed the outside corner, 2-2. Tough pitch to take.
Gutsy on that outside edge. Emil holding his ground on that outside corner. Extending this AB for Josh, trying to get the Astros on the board.
Down and in, and now the count goes to 3-2. A head start off first base for Aledmys Diaz. Robinson Chirinos on deck if Reddick reaches. Once they got to 2 strikes and 3 balls, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. went all the way over by second base. So Yordan Alvarez doing his best to kind of distract the pitcher Godley, because he can get as far down the line as he wants.
What did you see when Godley came set? He looked up and Yordan was a good halfway down the line. He kind of hesitated like, whoa. Pretty aggressive lead, but nobody anywhere near Yordan at third base. Aledmys Diaz is going to be off with the pitch.
Towards the middle, Bichette plays it on a hop and makes the play on Reddick to retire the side in the 7th inning. We're in the 7th inning stretch here at the Rogers Center. Scoreless game, and it's time for us to head back to our rooms to go lounge.
Swing and a miss. Verlander strikes out the side, and the inning with strikeout number 11 on the night. He's done it again.
Around in my city, it goes down in every town in my city. Represent my city.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, Justin Verlander taking on the Toronto Blue Jays this afternoon. Will face the 2-3-4 hitters, Kevin Biggio, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Justin Smoke. Biggio as the only base runner of the game for the Blue Jays when he drew a walk as the second batter of this game. Also struck out looking his last time up. One of 9 strikeouts for Verlander, who has at least 1 strikeout in every inning. JB starts the inning with 84 pitches. He has been economical the last couple of innings. Only needing 8 pitches to get through the 5th and 10 to get through the last inning, as Biggio checks with Paul Emmel to see if he would have called that a strike after the swing. It's 1-1. Verlander has struck out 6 of the 9 batters in this lineup. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. has not struck out. Either has Billy McKinney or Reese McGuire. Up and in to Kevin Biggio is 3-1. Blue Jays have more bullpen action going. Derek Law warming up for Toronto. Blue Jays going to a 4th pitcher next inning to try and match up with Justin Verlander today. Toronto's done a nice job, just 2 hits allowed by their staff.
Yeah, how many opposing pitchers does it take to match up with Justin? play that game today. Bullpen doing a great job for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Fouls went into the upper deck here at the Rogers Center. The count still 3-2. Verlander, we mentioned last start, was ejected after 5 1/3 innings, so 87 pitches in that last start was his lowest pitch count of the season. At 90 now. Strike 3 called. Biggio caught looking on the inside corner. That's 10 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. 11th time this season he has had a double-digit strikeout game.
Scouting Report is presented by your Greater Houston Honda dealers. When Verlander, Cole, and Miley start ball games, that bullpen gets pushed back a little bit, and they have a tendency to have some leads. And you're able to use that bullpen a little more effectively to get some of those outs for A.J. Hinch. That ERA is 2.72. as opposed to when they're trying to cover a little bit more of the ball game. See more guys out of that bullpen, and the ERA jumps a little bit.
Diaz tracks this one in foul territory and makes the play for out number 2 of the 7th inning. Guerrero retired for the second out. Verlander starting a new double-digit strikeout streak. He is now, after 7 in a row, was eliminated in his last start, has now struck out 10 or more in 8 of his last 9.
He's been nothing but consistent in those last 9-10 starts, putting up great numbers and phenomenal strikeout numbers.
He struck out Smoke twice today. Smoke sends one high in the air deep to center field, but playable. Jake Marisnick is there, and he puts it away. Justin Verlander and the Astros through 7 were scoreless.
Astros Charity Night is this Friday night. A VIP package for $500 gets you a signed baseball from a current Astro, 2 tickets to a 2020 Astros game, plus a chance for an orange ticket upgrade. A ton of other great items with that. Proceeds benefit the childhood cancer efforts of the Astros Foundation. We will see Friday at 6 for Astros Charity Night on AT&T Sportsnet. TK.
All right, Julia, 8th inning, scoreless. Astros have the only 2 hits of this game. Robinson Chirinos has flied out to left and struck out. He'll face Zach Godley for the first time. Wilmer Font 2 innings, Sam Gaviglio 3 innings, and now Zach Godley working into his 3rd inning. Godley allowing a base hit to Yordan Alvarez last inning, also hit Aledmys Diaz. The Astros have had just a couple of scoring opportunities, once in the 2nd, once in the 7th, and that's it. Chirinos, Jake Marisnick, then the top of the order, Jose Altuve, as Godley delivers a curveball for a strike. It's 1-2. George Springer is on deck to hit for Jake Marisnick here in the 8th. A ball over the head of Chirinos with a breaking ball. It's 2-2. Chirinos has flied out to left and struck out. Robbie to left field, got under it. Drury is there, puts it away. Well, George Springer will come off the bench. Didn't get the start today. He will pinch hit here for Jake Marisnick. Springer 2 for 3 in his career against Zach Godley.
And A.J. Hinch is just trying to find a way or find somebody that can provide that spark. Show signs of life.
Springer just 1 pinch hit appearance this year. He's 0 for 1 as he takes a strike at the top of the zone.
Just kind of interesting that the Blue Jays have kind of gone with similar pitchers, even though they're different. They're similar in the sense that the velocity is around 90 miles an hour, topping at 91, 92, relying a little more on the two-seam movement, that sinker. They have the slider, the changeups, and the curveball, throwing a mix of pitches, not really being overly aggressive or trying to overpower the Astros, but just living on the edges and making pitches when they have had to, keeping them off balance, staying away from the barrel.
George was on base 3 times yesterday with a single and a couple of walks. Knocked in 4 in the Friday victory, including a 3-run home run. Now with a 2-2 count with 1 out in the 8th inning that has seen very little offense from either side. George watches that one wide. It's 3-2. After Springer at the top of the order, Jose Altuve, then Michael Brantley and Alex Bregman. It's almost like they are normally when they line things up. George on the ground towards third, backhanded by Guerrero Jr. makes the play across. That is out number 2.
Time now to reveal who that Astro is, presented by Nissan. Parlez-vous français, 5th round Tigers debut. Who could it be? Abraham Toro. Native Canadian, drafted by the Astros and made his debut August 22nd against the Detroit Tigers.
Here's Altuve. Jose, a couple of ground outs and a strikeout today. Mentioned when this game started, Altuve's been good in that leadoff role for the most part this year, but he swings and misses. This will be the first batter in this game that has faced the same pitcher twice. Every other hitter today has faced a different pitcher in all 3 at bats. And now Altuve getting to face Godley for the 2nd time. Godley struck him out last time. And it's 1-1.
I feel like over the course of the season, those openers and those bullpen days have been effective against the Astros, not really being able to get comfortable against one pitcher and try and figure him out, because we talked about it yesterday, how the first time through the order they kind of feel that pitcher out, and then that 2nd or 3rd time through they start to go to raking as Altuve drops one into left field. He's not going to push the issue and stay at first, but it's really that 2nd or 3rd time is where the Astros have always done their damage. But when you're facing a bullpen type day, you've only get that 1 at bat to pick up the release point, get the timing of the delivery. See if Altuve gets a little aggressive on these base paths too. Maybe try and steal himself into scoring position on a possible base hit.
Extends that hitting streak to 9 games. That's the 3rd hit for the Astros. They had a couple of singles and a double today as Michael Brantley bats. Brantley will face Godley for a 2nd time after grounding out his last time up against Zach. Michael had the day off yesterday, got a pinch hit appearance. Had a couple of hits here as a starter on Friday. Altuve on first with 2 outs. On the ground, slowly hit. Bichette is there, makes the play, and that'll do it for the Astros in the 8th. We are still scoreless, headed to the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Lace up your running shoes and join the Astros Foundation and Houston Police Department for the annual Badges and Bases H-Town Rundown, presented by Chenier. The family-friendly 5K and 10K run will take place Saturday, September 28th, with proceeds benefiting both organizations. To register, visit astros.com/run. Maybe that's what we're not doing right. We didn't register for that 1 run.
Bottom half of the 8th inning. Rowdy Tellez leads things off. Followed by Randall Grichuk and Billy McKinney. And Tellez looks at a strike to start this inning. Justin Verlander, his first 4 innings, needed 66 pitches to get through those 4. You're wondering how deep he might be able to go today. Then all of a sudden he has become very economical. 8 pitches in the 5th, 10 in the 6th, 9 in the 7th. After averaging 16.5 pitches per inning in the first 4, he's needed just 9 pitches an inning the next 3. And he's ahead of Rowdy Tellez 0-2.
Again, see if he raises the bar and tries to get up on that fastball to get the swing and miss. Wow.
Bottom of the zone strikeout. Talk about reading hitters and going in a different direction, one at bat to the next. You're right. Last time he went upstairs, this time downstairs, and it pays off.
Well, he got ahead by going fastballs up in the zone, and then this is just not fair. 95 is firm, but then you go ahead and dot that on the down and in corner when you're trying to maybe protect a lot of the other part of the zone. Looks like it's about 105.
Here's Randall Grichuk. He is struck out and popped up today. And Justin keeps pumping strikes in there. It's 0-1. Verlander has passed his teammate Garrett Cole, now the most strikeouts in the major leagues. He has 254 of them now. Cole with 252. We'll get a start tomorrow as they can continue to trade off the lead like they did last year so often. There you see the updated numbers. Shane Bieber the next closest, but he's got a ways to go to catch those 2. Verlander ahead of Grichuk 0-2. One walk today allowed by Verlander. Second batter of the game, Kevin Biggio, walked on a 3-1 pitch. The only runner for the Blue Jays. And a foul tip caught by Torino. Strikeout number 12. JV with 2 outs here in the 8th.
He's in command, and he is definitely not focused on what the offense is doing. He has got an idea, a game plan, and he's executing it brilliantly this evening or this afternoon against the Blue Jays. Fearless in the strike zone with the stuff that he has.
One of the 3 hitters in this lineup that has not struck out today. Billy McKinney has flied out and grounded out to first. Hit the ball sharply down the line. It was played by Ledmus Diaz to Justin Verlander, covering his last time up. One and 1 to count. When McKinney grounded out his last time up against JV, it was the only ball put in play at over 100 miles an hour today from the Blue Jays hitters. Verlander at 103 pitches in this game has gone as many as 114 pitches in a start this season at Oakland, then follow that up with a 116 outing against Texas on July 19th. There goes the bat. Framber Valdez evacuates the dugout. The bat hits on top of the dugout.
Almost got him twice. Watch out, Fromber.
He almost ran into the bat's path off the rebound. I've seen a couple of guys on the corner of the dugouts have to leave today.
Yeah. Incoming, and then watch your back. Landed just behind him. On the helicopter toss. Looks like McKinney's leading.
Called third strike. 23 in a row sent down since a one-out walk in the first inning. Justin Verlander cruising along. We are through 8. Astros and Blue Jays scoreless.
Watch me swing through. I'ma go hard when I swing in my city. I'ma go hard when I bump in my city. I'ma go hard when I start in my city. H-time, did it. Beautiful women is all around in my city. It goes down in every town in my city. Represent my city. H-time.
Ninth inning baseball, scoreless. Astros, Jays, a Sunday afternoon from the Rogers Center. And the former Astro now on the mound for the ninth, Ken Giles.
Saved that game yesterday, struck out 3 Astros in that inning. He has pitched 18 of 19 in the save situations. He's in this ball game just to keep it right where it's at. Here at 0-0.
Giles had that slider working yesterday, striking out Springer, Altuve, and Bregman to close out that victory for the Toronto Blue Jays 6-4. Now he'll face Bregman again. It'll be Alex Yordan Alvarez. And then Aledmys Diaz as Alex takes a strike. Only 3 hits of the game. The Astros, Aledmys Diaz a double in the second. Yordan Alvarez 1-out single in the 7th. And a Jose Altuve single in the 8th. Only one other walk issued by Blue Jays pitching, and 1-man hit by a pitch. As Bregman loops one down the right field side, and that is going to drop for a hit. Alex is going to turn and head for second. Rowdy Tellez with the throw. Alex is safe. Leadoff double in the 9th inning in a scoreless game.
Astros will take it any way they can, trying to create something, and that was that power slider from Ken Giles that Alex hit off the end of the bat. Ended up breaking it. See some of the splinters out there as he lofts this just over the head of Justin Smoke over there at first base. He did the best he could to track it down and get Alex at second base, but unable to. And great hustle by Alex, realizing the situation and how desperate the Astros are to get into scoring position and make something happen.
Great advancement from Bregman on a ball just over the head of Smoke, and here is Yordan Alvarez. Yordan fouls one away. Yordan thinking pull mode right here.
Yeah, these are the situations where it's okay to maybe roll one over and take one of those swings where you're just trying to get that runner to third base, less than 2 outs. But I think he's got the idea of maybe pulling something a little bit further.
Pretty good swing at that fastball and fouls it away. It's 0-2.
Yeah, Giles has challenged him.
Giles facing Yordan Alvarez for the first time. Yordan could be American League Rookie of the Month for 3 consecutive months after a torrid August. Already won it in June and July. Now trying to start out September with a big hit here. And he goes down swinging on the slider. Giles picks up a strikeout for the first out of the 9th.
Yes, he struck out on that slider, but for me it was the first 2 pitches that you see on the MD Anderson strike zone that are the big keys. He was challenged with that fastball. He was unable to connect, and that's what got him into that 2-strike count where he got the slider from Ken.
All of his strikeouts yesterday came on the slider. Here's Aledmys Diaz. Diaz has been on twice today. He's doubled. He's been hit by a pitch and he struck out. Aledmys has faced Giles just once head-to-head. He's 1-for-1 as Ryan Tepera beginning to warm up. He was just added as an extra player as rosters are allowed to expand on September 1st. Astros added Josh James to their roster. Fastball misses low for a ball, 1-0.
That should be a little bit different once we get stateside again. I see some couple of old new faces when we get to Milwaukee.
That one in the third. Great block by Reese McGuire to keep Bregman on second.
Yeah, if you're Alex and you recognize ball in the dirt, you've got to be 100% sure you're going to make it to third base, because right now you're in scoring position. Don't want to force the issue and be thrown out at third.
Diaz back in familiar territory. He played 130 games last year for the Blue Jays. It's a fly ball to center field. Grichuk will go back. Bregman's going to tag. Grichuk makes the play. Bregman is going to head to third, and he will get there with 2 away as Diaz flies out for the second out. So the Astros with a runner on third base for the third time today. They had Aledmys Diaz reach third with 2 outs in the second. Yordan Alvarez reached third with 2 outs in the 7th, and now Bregman reaches third with 2 outs in the 9th, and Abraham Toro bats looking for his first hit.
Alex has got to be aggressive with that lead at third base. We've seen that slider get buried by Ken Giles, putting a lot of pressure on the catcher Reese McGuire. But if Alex can read that ball in the dirt and kicking away from McGuire, he's got to take a chance.
Toro looking for his first hit in this series. He's 0 for 7. Late addition to the lineup when Yuli Gurriel was scratched due to soreness in that elbow after being hit by a pitch yesterday. Takes the slider down and in, 1-1. There is Yuli. You can see the wrap a little bit on that left elbow. Toro drives one to left field, sending Drury back. He looks up. This ball's gone. Abraham Toro, opposite field, home run. Astros with a 2-0 lead for Justin Verlander. Toro's second major league home run, and by far his biggest hit in the major leagues.
On his home turf, he makes a statement. The Bulls going to the opposite field. They try to beat him up top. That fastball catches a large portion of the strike zone. Great swing by Toro, staying on it, driving it the other way. Huge hit in this ball game. Fastball away, go with it. It's got to feel great for Abraham Toro and the Houston Astros. Altuve launching out of that dugout. But considering the circumstances in this ball game, my goodness.
22-year-old out of Quebec City, Canada, with a huge home run. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with a nice play to get Josh Reddick. But Abraham Toro
And the bull announces his presence north of the border. 2 out, 2-run home run. Astros lead 2-0.
Houston Astros baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Toyota. Let's go places.
Power Player is brought to you by TXU Energy. We're talking about Justin Verlander in complete control today. Started off with a strikeout, now with 13 through 8 innings. He passed that 250 strikeout mark on the year as well. 11th time he's gotten double-digit strikeouts, been in control. He had the Blue Jays in swing mode early, and he is out there now to start the ninth.
Brandon Drury leads off, takes a strike. Drury not in the original lineup, added late, about 45 minutes before the game. Eric Fisher with a bad ankle couldn't go. Drury 0 for 2 today. He's popped up and struck out. And he pops one foul. Verlander ahead of the count 0-2. Only 40 pitches needed for Verlander over the last 4 innings, after he needed 66 in the first 4. Ground ball slowly hit towards short. Bregman charges, makes the play. 1 out in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Make sure to stay tuned after our game for the Astros post-game show presented by Whataburger. Michelle Margot and Mike Stanton will host. Justin Verlander having quite an afternoon. We'll preview the Brewer series. As always, Julia Morales gathering interviews after this one. Here's Reese McGuire. He and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., the only 2 hitters in the lineup that Verlander has not struck out today. McGuire has popped to third and flied out to right.
There's a 70th fastball in this game for Justin Verlander on that foul right there.
Thirteen strikeouts today. His season high and his career high earlier this year, 15 strikeouts against Milwaukee. Had one other start where he struck out 13. That was against Cleveland, his final start of July. Called strike ahead of McGuire, 1-2.
There's a power snap on that curveball from Justin Verlander. You haven't seen too many of them, but when they have been in there, they have been great purpose pitches and getting swings and misses. There's that power slider.
He got him. Reese McGuire goes down. 14 strikeouts for Justin Verlander. 2 outs in the 9th.
Incredible stuff. The velocity again in the mid 90s to 96, 97 at times. But it has been that slider and the ability to throw those pitches when he needs them in 2-strike counts to get the swing and miss.
Now back to the top of the order. Bo Bichette, 21-year-old, playing in his 31st major league game. Justin Verlander in his 448th major league start. Bichette 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a ground out to second. Fouls one back.
When he does miss, he doesn't miss by much. Still tough for some of these hitters. Probably try and figure out which pitches are off the plate or on the plate. Seen some of those curveballs, sliders, and fastballs ring guys up.
Yeah. 97 up, no swings. 2-1 the count. Two and two.
That pitch before was the hardest pitch of the afternoon for Justin Verlander, 97.2 miles an hour.
Slider away, taken by Bichette for ball 3. Astros have their bullpen going. Just in case, Verlander's thrown 118 pitches. His highest total of the year. He will make a 120th pitch in this game. Ground ball to third. Toro is there. His throw in time. Justin Verlander. Another exclamation point in a Hall of Fame career. His third career no-hitter. One of 6 in the history of the game with 3 or more, and his second here at the Rogers Center.
The old guy reminding some of the rookies in the league that he is still around and he can still be dominant.
How fitting for the ground ball to go to Abraham Toro, who allowed JB to get the no-hitter with a 2-out, 2-run home run the top of the 9th inning.
Baseball is a beautiful game, and the baseball gods were shining on Justin Verlander and Abraham Toro. The Astros end up with the victory, but you're right, kind of poetic that it ends up being a ground ball to Abraham Toro, who had the big swing.
Who wasn't even supposed to be in the game today.
Even better point.
Let's look at the final out again, Blummer.
This may look like a routine ground ball to most, but that was the biggest ground ball ever hit to Abraham Toro, and he made the play. Finishing off that no-hitter for Justin Verlander. He knows it.
May 7th, 2011, here at Rogers Center was his second no-hitter. Now he adds September 1st, 2019 for his third. Cy Young had 3. Bob Feller had 3. Larry Corcoran had 3. Sandy Koufax 4. Nolan Ryan 7. Justin Verlander adds his name to the history as the 6th pitcher to ever throw 3 no-hitters in the history of the game. First one was in 07. Back at his home stadium in Detroit. The last 2 have been here at the Rogers Center.
Pudge Rodriguez behind the plate for the first one. Alex Avila behind the plate for number 2 right here in Toronto. And then Robinson Chirinos tonight.
4 strikeouts in that last one here at Rogers Center. Today, 14 strikeouts. Only a walk to the second batter of the game, Kevin Biggio, the lone base runner on this incredible afternoon. Justin Verlander on the field with Julie Morales.
Thanks a lot. Justin having a moment, obviously still amped. What does recording the final out of a no-hitter feel like?
Man, I can't even put it into words. I mean, I've been so close to the third one so many times. It just didn't happen. And man, tonight, Abraham Toro comes up with a huge homer. Only fitting that he was able to make the last out. You know, ball didn't play. You're just hoping that it's an out. You know, that's it. Make it out, make it out, make it out. Good throw, good throw, good throw. Let's celebrate.
You've mentioned it. This is the third for you, first since 2011. Both of those with the Tigers. This one, a few years later. You know, what does this one mean to you with the way that you're pitching at this point in your career with this uniform on?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't know that the list of guys that thrown 3 instead of 2 gets pretty small. Some of the guys I idolize, you know, it's a special moment. I'm so happy to be able to celebrate this with my teammates. Don Kelly was here for the one last time in Toronto. He came up to me and said, "I've seen this before." And, you know, it's just such an incredible moment and something that you get to celebrate with your teammates, which, other than a World Series and winning championships, these team victories like this are few and far between. So I'm going to enjoy this one.
You and Robinson Chirinos have worked together so well all season long. What was working so well today against the Blue Jays?
A little bit of everything. Honestly, the fastball. I mean, you know, the velocity wasn't where I normally have it, but it had a lot of life. I saw early on that those guys were having trouble squaring it up. The slider was a little inconsistent. The curveball kind of bailed me out a few times when I got in some tough spots. And, you know, actually mixed in a couple changeups. So, you know, all in all, it was a good day.
What are you going to get Abraham Toro? There's got to be a gift in there somewhere, right?
There's going to be something. Don't spoil it. He might not know that.
True. Just the combined no-hitter for this team last month and then what you've done, and just the pitching in general that you've witnessed here in the last couple of seasons with the Astros. How special is this group to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing short of incredible watching these guys go out and work, you know, adding Zach and watching his preparation and how he goes about his business, what Cole's been able to accomplish in his time in the Astros uniform, and the pitcher that he's become. You know, I think we all feed off of one another and really thoroughly enjoy pitching on this rotation together, and you know what Wade's done as well this year. I mean, it's a group effort. You know, tonight included is a group effort with the team.
Have so much fun celebrating.
Thanks, Julia.
All right, TK, head back up to you.
All right, Julia, quite a moment for Justin Verlander. He's right. The list goes from 35 pitchers who have thrown at least 2 to now 6. He is in rarefied territory at this point of his career.
He deserves it. He has absolutely worked his tail off to be in the condition to come out here and do things like this late in his career. We talked about how he has idolized Nolan Ryan. Nolan Ryan is one of those guys that continued to get no-hitters throughout the course of his career, but truly a special moment for the Astros organization and Justin Verlander himself. He is putting up Hall of Fame type numbers in his career. This is just another one that goes towards that plaque that he possibly wants to get when he's done playing.
2007, 2011, now 8 seasons later in 2019, the last 2 coming here in Toronto. Justin Verlander, his 3rd career no-hitter. The Astros scored 2 for him in the top of the 9th thanks to Abraham Toro's home run. And the Astros celebration would be on September 1, 2019, a day that JB will never forget.